The Edenton cotton mill village hummed with life in the late 60s and 70s. Houses lined the streets, neat and small. The herring house beside the mill deep in the swamp filled the air with the smell of smoked herring. Children played in the dusty roads, their laughter echoing. Among them were a small group of young boys, best friends, brothers one might say. Jerry Boy, the leader, always bold. Ray Boy, the quiet one, with a smile like the sun. Carl Jr., full of mischief and quick with a joke. And little Robbie, tagging along, eager to please, along with Elbridge Jr., Greg, and Jeff. The mill was the heart of the village. It provided for the families, but the boys found their freedom elsewhere. The swamp, with its mysterious depths, beckoned them. The woods, full of secrets, whispered their names. Queen Anne's Creek beside the cotton mill is where the boys found a raft held together with old railroad ties. They cut tall, thin trees for poles and used them to maneuver the raft up and down Queen Anne's Creek, catching catfish and pretending to be Blackbeard searching for buried treasure. They also liked to play an exciting game of chase, often at nights behind the cotton mill, usually causing Mr. Lindsay, the night watchman, to chase them away. During football season, the boys would often gather in the vacant lot beside the First Christian Church and play football for hours, pretending to be the heroes of the gridiron. Carl Jr. was exceptionally good at football, and the boys would often say that when he would tackle them, it felt like you were being run over by a train. And the baseball diamond, dusty and worn, was their field of dreams. Life was simple in the village, and money was hard to come by, so the boys didn't dare ask their parents for any. Instead, they would go around and collect empty pop bottles, then go and sell them down the road to Bass Knight's grocery store. Days were long and filled with the sounds of children playing. The boys had little, but they had each other, and that was all that mattered. Their days were filled with adventure, and their nights were filled with dreams. The swamp was a place of wonder. Cypress trees rose from the murky water, their roots like gnarled fingers. Spanish moss hung low, creating an eerie beauty. The boys, barefoot and fearless, waded through the shallows. They built forts out of fallen branches, pretending to be pirates or explorers. Jerry Boy, always the bravest, would lead the way. He knew the swamp like the back of his hand. He would point out snakes basking in the sun and turtles sunning themselves on logs. Carl Jr., ever cautious, would follow close behind, his eyes wide with a mixture of fear and excitement. Ray Boy, the jokester, would often hide behind trees, jumping out to scare his friends. His laughter would echo through the trees, breaking the stillness of the swamp. And little Robbie, along with Jeff, never far behind, would squeal with delight at his brother's antics. The swamp was their playground, a place where imagination ran wild. It was a place where they could be themselves, free from the constraints of the village. When the sun beat down too hard, the boys would retreat to the baseball diamond. It wasn't much, just a clearing in the woods. But to them, it was Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, and Wrigley Field all rolled into one. They would play for hours, their laughter echoing through the trees. Jerry Boy, a natural athlete, was always the captain, choosing sides and settling disputes. Carl Jr., with his quiet determination, was a surprisingly good hitter. Ray Boy, full of energy, could run like the wind. He was a blur on the base paths, stealing bases with ease. And Robbie, small but mighty, was a fearless fielder, diving for every ball. Elbridge Jr. could play any position with ease, and Greg was a terrific pitcher who liked to pretend he was Catfish Hunter when he was on the mound. Baseball was more than just a game to them. It was a test of skill, a lesson in teamwork, and a bond that united them. It was a time to forget their worries, to laugh, to compete, and to just be boys. Section 4. Brothers in Arms. The bond between the boys was unbreakable. They were more than just friends, they were brothers. They shared everything, their hopes, their dreams, their fears. They looked out for each other, protected each other, and supported each other. They knew each other's families, their strengths, their weaknesses. They celebrated each other's triumphs and consoled each other in times of need. They were each other's constant companions, their confidants, their cheerleaders. Their friendship was forged in the fires of shared experience. They had faced down bullies together, explored the unknown together, and triumphed over adversity together. They had laughed together, cried together, and grown together. They knew that no matter what life threw their way, they could always count on each other. They were a team, a unit, a family. Section 5. Lessons learned. The boys' adventures in the swamp, their games on the diamond, their shared experiences, shaped them into the men they would become. They learned the value of hard work, the importance of teamwork, and the meaning of true friendship. The swamp taught them to be resourceful, to use their imaginations, and to appreciate the beauty of nature. The baseball diamond taught them the importance of fair play, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. But most importantly, they learned the value of true friendship. They learned that true friends are there for each other no matter what. They learned that true friendship is a gift to be cherished. The lessons they learned in the Mill Village would stay with them long after they had left its familiar streets. They would carry those lessons with them throughout their lives, guiding their decisions and shaping their destinies. Section 6. Memories Made. The years passed, as they always do. The boys grew up, moved away, and started families of their own. But the memories of their childhood in the Edenton cotton mill village remained, vivid and bright. They would often gather, these 7 men, now scattered across the country, to reminisce about their childhood adventures. They would laugh about the time Carl Jr. got stuck in a tree, or the time Jerry Boy fell into the swamp, or the time Jeffrey hit a home run over the fence. The memories brought them comfort, joy, and a sense of belonging. They reminded them of a simpler time, a time of innocence and wonder, a time when life was good and the world was full of possibilities. The Edenton Cotton Mill Village may have faded into the past, but the memories lived on, a testament to the enduring power of friendship, the importance of community, and the magic of childhood. Jerry Boy, Ray Boy, Carl Jr., Robbie, Jeff, Elbridge Jr., and Greg will forever be brothers. The bond they share will never be broken.